Hello, this is Berzinsky for Beardbrand. You've all done it. You've combed your hair, combed your beard, and you look at the comb and there's a wad of hair. Or you look in the drain after you've taken a shower and there's a wad of hair in the drain. Today I want to talk to you about what is an acceptable amount of daily hair loss. Stay tuned. Hair loss. No guy wants to talk about it. But a lot of guys get really concerned about daily hair loss that they see and wonder if it's normal. I've noticed it significantly more since I have grown my hair long. When my hair was short, like that, when I comb my hair, or a lot of times I wasn't even combing my hair, I was just using my hands to get my hair into place, I honestly did not notice hair loss, or hair fall, as some guys call it, or hair shedding. But since my hair is long, I have to comb it. I wash my hair, I condition my hair, which is more important now since it's longer. Even with conditioner, when I put a comb through my hair, there's a lot of hair. So actually, for your benefit, I counted it. Pulling that comb through my hair, that was actually only 12 hairs. So it looks like a lot of hair, it looks like a big wad of hair, but it's mostly because my hair is longer. So if you have short hair, you might actually not be so surprised if you lost 12 hairs at a given time. Now throughout the day, you might lose other hairs that you don't even notice. Someone comes up to you, pulls a hair off your shoulder, or you might sense on the back of your car headrest, you might see a hair, or on your pillow when you get up in the morning, you see hair. The average guy loses up to 100 hairs a day. And you think, wow, that's a lot of hair. But you have over 100,000 hairs on the top of your head. So losing 100 hairs every day, you're not going to notice. One of the reasons you also aren't going to notice, and the reason you continue to lose hair, is that at any given time, 90% of your hairs are growing. They're continuing to grow. And when they reach their terminal length, and I've noticed on my own self, my hair terminal length is different from my beard terminal length, and I think that is typical for most guys. My hair terminal length, back in the day, I grew my hair down in the middle of my back. I don't think I ever reached terminal length. So the hair on my head, terminal length, might be 5 years, might be 6 years, reaching a length of about 30 inches. Some people can go up to 7 years. And so that explains those girls and guys that have hair way below the seat of their pants. Their hair keeps growing, grows for 7 years, average at 6 inches a year, representing 42 inches. They haven't, some don't even reach their terminal length at that point. Beards are a little different. We have seen with our Jack that his beard might have started to go terminal toward the end of his beard. I remember him giving one episode where his beard, he sensed that it was getting a little thinner at the bottom, which meant that some of the hairs were growing, some of them weren't, which suggested that his beard might have been going terminal at about a year. And a few guys go terminal even sooner than that, maybe at 5 months, 6 months. Different for every guy. I actually sense that I don't lose as many on my beard. I don't know what it is. When I comb my beard, I rarely see hairs on my beard. I also tend not to touch it. Once I dress it in the morning, I let it go. So I'm probably not playing with it as much. As my hair's gotten longer, I tend to, pull on my hair or whatever. We're talking about this because a lot of guys will DM me or send me notes or send me an email and saying, what am I doing about hair fall? And when I question them and ask them, how much hair are you losing? And they say, hey, I'm losing about 50 hairs. This is considered normal. So 90% of your hairs continue to grow and grow and grow. 10% of your hairs are in a dormant phase, more or less, plus or minus, different from guy to guy. But when your hair reaches its terminal length, they are pushed out, they fall out as a new hair is preparing to come out through that same follicle. That takes about 2 weeks for a new hair to push out, but of course you're not going to see the new growth on that hair for probably about at least a month, until that hair is about a ½ an inch long. Normal hair loss is just that. It's normal. So guys, don't be too concerned if you're losing what appears to be about 100 hairs on your head, and probably not as many on your beard, maybe 25, 30 on your beard every day. So what is abnormal, or what is hair loss or hair shedding that's beyond what is considered average? So anytime you get a number of more than 100 hairs, or you sense that you're losing a lot of hair, you may be one of the guys who will experience male pattern baldness. and that is the majority of guys. So to the degree that I have a lot of hair, I do have and have had recession at my temples. My forehead has gone up. That is a form of male pattern, not necessarily baldness, but it is an adult male hair pattern. Although this is not desirable for a lot of guys, it is actually normal because of testosterone, because of hormones in our bodies. It actually competes. Hair is very sensitive to changes and fluctuations in male hormones. And as we get older, guys, it fluctuates. And one of the things that is not secure, it seems to be our follicles, and they tend to grow out. So when you start getting more than 100 hairs falling out, that's when you start to see thinning in your hair, or that's when you start to see patches developing, say on the crown of your head or in your temples. And that's, the number more than 100, more hairs are shedding, then more hairs are coming in, and your hair will get thinner. A lot of guys accelerate their shedding by environmental things and by things that we manually do. And for example, if you are continuing to comb your hair, if you are continuing to pull at your hair, what you can see is, wow, more hair fell out. But in reality, those hairs were close to the terminal length. They were already weakened at the root, and they were going to fall out, whether that be tomorrow, whether that be in a week. So what you can do is you can accelerate some of the hair loss that is going to come naturally through the natural shedding process by continuing to pull at your hair, by continuing to brush too vigorously, by continuing to towel dry too rough. So you want to be gentle with the way you comb your hair. That's why using a conditioner, Beardbrand's conditioner, Beardbrand's beard softener, are good to be able to get a comb through your beard easily and smoothly. So you will not accelerate hairs that are naturally going to fall out. There are some environmental things, as I mentioned, that contribute to possible thinning in the hair, thinning in the beard. There are medical conditions. One, for example, is called alopecia, where your hair naturally just falls out, whether it be in patches or completely. My neighbor across the street, full head of hair at 40, saw him at the end of the summer, completely bald. Has never grown his hair back in 30 years. He has alopecia. Medical condition, rare, but it does affect some people. You can get also alopecia in patches. People see patches developing in a beard or in their head, on their head hair, and that can be contributed to alopecia. Other environmental causes of some hair thinning, hair loss, have to do with diet. People who have an inadequate amount of protein in their diet tend to have thinner hair or suffer from more hair shedding and hair loss. Diets that are low in protein, and there are certain diets that don't offer you enough protein by, say, FDA standards in America of, I think it's 50 grams of protein is considered normal for a healthy male. Getting below those numbers will be detrimental to your health in general, but also for your skin and in particular your hair. So just to recap, I think using conditioner or beard softener is going to help your hair in terms of the way you comb it, getting a comb through your hair to prevent premature shedding. Don't be alarmed if you have about 100 hairs lost on your head and 25 or so on your beard during the day. That is perfectly normal. If you are developing patches, or if you see that your hair is really accelerating, I always recommend, and so does everyone online, from Men's Health to Livestrong to any of the sites recommend, you need to see a dermatologist, you need to see your doctor if your hair is really accelerating. They can help you to determine whether your hair is naturally falling out as a process of male pattern baldness, or if your environmental conditions, if your physical conditions, pulling in your hair, is contributing to any of the hair loss. So if you have more than that average amount of 100 to 25 in your beard, 100 on your head, please see a dermatologist, see a doctor, if it's alarming you, and especially if you're developing patches in your beard. There are things you can do. Eric has made some videos on this channel that speak to things that you can do, whether it be a topical product or whether it can be actually an oral product that you can take that can stop or reverse hair loss. And those are options. In Beardbrand, we want you to feel comfortable. Some guys will not feel comfortable going bald. I, personally like to shave my head, but probably one of the reasons I'm comfortable doing that is because I know it's going to grow back. I don't know what it's like to be, bald. Some guys just aren't comfortable with going bald. If you're one of those, you can look on some of our older clips, and you can always search some of the reputable sites online to see options, whether it be medical, oral, or topical, that can help manage hair loss. No matter how you handle it, whether you're trying to prevent hair loss through some of those methods I talked about before, or whether you're embracing it, we want you to feel comfortable in whatever you choose to do. So comment below and tell us if you've experienced some hair loss that seems above normal, and I imagine that might be a lot of people. But how you're managing or how you're dealing with potential hair loss in your life. Until we meet again, beard on.
Heyo, what's up guys? Did you know that Beardbrand has stuff not only for your beard, but also the hair? In fact, got some shampoo and some conditioner. Amazing stuff that's going to get your hair game at the same level as your beard game. Check it out over at beardbrand.com.